Hello, today we'll be talking about Bonsly. Its previous BYC dates are May 9th, 1997, February 28th, 2000, December 19th, 2002, October 9th, 2005, July 30th, 2008, May 21st, 2011, March 11th, 2014, December 30th, 2016, October 21st, 2019, and August 11th, 2022. I must know Bonsly as one of the Pokémon Brock has in the Gen 3 and 4 era of the anime. I love how, like its evolution Sudowoodo, it resembles the cuttable plants from the Gen 1 and 2 games, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and the Gen 4 games. Although, coincidentally, it looks most like the cuttable plant from the Gen 5 games. I also love how Game Freak adapted its design from Sudowoodo. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article.
Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Bonsly, the bonsai Pokemon. His number is 0438. This is what it looks like. Its type is Rock. Ability Sturdy or Rock Head. Rattle is its inability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 255 or 43.9%. Breeding is Egg Group, no eggs discovered. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 1 foot 8 or 0.5 meters. Weight is 33.1 pounds or 15 kilograms. Base experience yield is 68 in Gen 4 and 58 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 in defense. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown and base friendship is 70. Bonsly is a rock-type baby Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves into Sudowoodo when leveled up while knowing Mimic. Biology, Bonsly is a round, brown Pokemon with the top of its head resembling a club. A rim goes around the middle of its body. There are 3 yellow spots on its face, 2 of which surround its eyes, which are small black dots. It has short legs and toeless feet. Bonsly also has a hole on its rear similar to the draining hole of a flower pot. It is often mistaken for a grass type, but its body is biologically closer to stone. Bonsly is a good mimic, making it often mistaken for a real bonsai tree, though it can easily stand out in a dry environment that lacks greenery. As its green spheres dry out, their dull luster increases. It can remain in the same spot for a long time. It also has a habit of crying, not because it is sad or needing attention, but rather it is due to excess moisture in its body. As it cries, it expels both sweat and tears from its eyes. Bonsly's sweat tastes a little salty, while the tears are slightly bitter. It dies if it gets too damp with this moisture. This habit also gets enemies to let their guards down. It prefers dry, rock-strewn areas, but it is not uncommon to see one in a garden. As suggested by Brock's Bonsly, a very young Bonsly needs to be bottle-fed, but can eat solid food when it matures. As mentioned in the sleep style decks, people tend to think Bonsly is crying in its sleep, and that something is wrong. However, it is merely expelling water from its body to adjust its body's fluid levels. Evolution, Bonsly evolves into Sudowoodo, so Bonsly, Sudowoodo. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. A trainer at ONBS has lost their Bonsly, it appears, at the SS Libra, but runs away upon being approached. Returning Bonsly to its trainer gains the reward of the Bonsly bingo sheet. This begins with a Bonsly with Rock Slide, and allowed players to experience battling with it long before the official release of Diamond and Pearl. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon upon completion of all the type-based mazes at the dojo. Makuhita will award a statue of Bonsly that is displayed outside the rescue base. Pokedex entries in Gen 4 and Diamond. It looks as if it is always crying. It is actually adjusting its body's fluid levels by eliminating excess. Pearl, it prefers arid environments. It leaks water from its eyes to adjust its body's fluid levels. Platinum, it prefers an arid atmosphere. It leaks water that looks like tears when adjusting its moisture level. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, in order to adjust the level of fluids in its body, it exudes water from its eyes. This makes it appear to be crying. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry in Gen 6. X is Pearl's entry, Y is Platinum in the Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby is Pearl and X's entry. Alpha Sapphire is Platinum, the Gen 5 entries, and Y's entry. In Gen 7, Sun, it does not deal well with water, so it lives in dry locales. Since its surroundings tend to lack greenery, it stands out noticeably. Moon. From its eyes, it can expel excess moisture from its body. This liquid is similar in composition to human sweat. Ultra Sun. It discharges moisture from its eyes, making it look like it's crying. Apparently an effective way of getting enemies to let down their guard. Ultra Moon. If its body gets too damp, it will die. So in a process reminiscent of sweating, its eyes expel moisture. In Gen 8 Sword, it expels both sweat and tears from its eyes. The sweat is a little salty, while the tears have a slight bitterness. Shield. This Pokemon lives lives in dry, rocky areas. As its green spheres dry out, their dull luster increases. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. Legends Arceus. Its tears elicit sympathy from those who see them. But do not be deceived. This expulsion of body water is merely a physiological mechanism for keeping itself in good health. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Heart Gold and Soul Silver's entry. Violet is Moon's entry. Bonsly in the Alola Pokedex. Bonsly in the Paldea Pokedex, all alone here. Interesting. Bonsly in the Kitakami Pokedex. There's 3 of them here on this mountain. You can see it's crying. That's cute. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items in Legends Arceus. For normal, it has the Black Tumblestone 35% of the time, Ball of Mud 15% of the time, and Grit items by level. Alpha, EXP Candy S 100% of the time, Seed of Mastery 10% of the time, and Grit items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 50, Attack 80, Defense 95, Special Attack 10, Special Defense 45, Speed 10, for a total of 290. Pokeathlon stats. Type Effectiveness, damage normally by Rock, Bug, Ghost, Electric Psychic, Ice, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy. Weak to Fighting, Ground, Steel, Water, and Grass, all for double, immune to nothing, resistant to normal, flying, poison, and fire, all for half. Learn set by leveling up. 1 Fake Tears and Copycat, 4 Flail, 8 Rock Throw, 12 Block, 16 Mimic, 20 Rock Tomb, 24 Tearful Look, 28 Sucker Punch, 32 Rock Slide, 36 Low Kick, 40 Counter, and 44 Double Edge. 4 by 2 Yam. Since I read this in the Pseudo Wudo video, I'll be skipping it. Same for by breeding. Side game data, got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmia, and the browser entry. It throws stones to attack. Guardian Signs. It triggers rock falls around itself that make Pokemon tired. Got all this. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, and the Pokepark Bat entry. Bonsly often plays in the Meadow, Cavern, or Lava Zones. His favorite attractions are Bulbasaur's Daring Dash and Rhyperior's Bumper Burn. Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond. He came from the Arbor area. He feels the Crack area fits him better, though. He's quite good at nicely convincing others to do him favors. Got all this. Pokemon Sleep. People have observed Bonsly appearing to cry in its sleep. You may worry that something has happened to it, but there's no need. Bonsly is just expelling water to adjust its body's fluid level. Flopped sleep, upright sleep, watery-eyed sleep, and a top belly sleep. Evolution data, Bonsly, level up knowing Mimic, Sudowoodo. Breed, holding Rockin' Sense from Gen 4 to 8. Sprites here, so darker colors, is to be expected, probably the same as that. And then these are the same colors as shiny Sudowoodo. That's fun. Platinum has these sprites. Not really much changes, although these seem to be more together. In Gen 5, you get the fullback sprites. In Gen 6, you get the models and the modern colors. Pretty good adaptation, I guess. It kind of looks more like a, I don't know, like a, I guess it's more supposed to look like the pot, right? Like it's like a plotted plant. In Gen 7, not really much changes. In Gen 8, Sword and Shield, get the much better models. And in Legends Arceus, get these models. Homes, you got these models. Other sprites. Chokan in Pokemon Super Contests. Sprout in Pokemon Super Contests. And Twigs in Pokemon Super Contests. I presume these are NPC Pokemon in Pokemon Super Contests. In animation, Bonsly in Pokemon Journeys the Series. Brock's Bonsly is the big one. Got all this. Pokedex entries in Advanced Generation, episode 156 in Ash's Pokedex. Bonsly, the bonsai Pokemon. Bonsly is the pre-evolved form of Sudowoodo. Although it looks like a grass Pokemon, it's actually a rock type. When it collects too much moisture, it produces fake tears to get rid of it. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 4 in Dawn's Pokedex. Bonsly, the bonsai Pokemon. Being a rock type, it can get weak if its body contains too much water, so it secretes that water from both sides of its body to regulate it. A few Poketoons, I guess. In the manga, Bonsly in Pocket Monsters DP, got all this, in the TCG. Other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Bonsly appears in Super Smash Bros. Brawl as a Pokeball Pokemon. Once released, characters can pick it up and throw it at other players. Due to its weight, characters holding it can only move very slowly, and it can't be thrown very far. But a direct hit does massive damage and can result in a knockout within 2 hits at 0% damage. Bonsly in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Trophy information. A bonsai Pokemon. It looks like a plant, but history reveals it is actually a rock type. Its best move among its specialty moves is Fake Tails. As it grows, it will be skilled at using Mimic, which allows it to copy an opponent's previous move. If leveled up under certain conditions, it evolves into Sudowoodo. Trivia: I read this first point in the Sandshrew video. Bonsly's English name was revealed on June 16th, 2005, which was still before Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were released in Japan. Bonsly is the only Pokemon that is usable in-game by a player during the generation before its release, as it was on the Battle Bingo Bonsly card in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Both Bonsly and Munchlax had their cries revealed at the same time in Pokemon XD, being the first Gen 4 Pokemon to receive this treatment. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Bonsly's trophy information states that it first appeared in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, whereas it appeared previously in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. This is a similar case with Weavile, Munchlax, Togepi, and Lucario. Origin: Bonsly seems to be based on a bonsai tree, miniature trees grown inside small pots, and petrified wood plants that have become fossilized over time. This would explain its pure rock type, since all of the organic material in petrified wood is replaced with minerals. It is also reminiscent of a toddler, since its flower pot resembles a diaper and it tends to cry a lot. It may also be based on the concept of mimicry. Name origin: Bonsly may be a combination of bonsai and sly or lie. Osu Hachi may be a combination of osu, lie, or osu pachi, downright lie, and hachi, flower pot. In other languages, related articles, external links to the baby Pokemon, and the Super Smash Bros. Series. Let's move on.
Now let's watch Bonsly's first scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. In this film, Ash Ketchum and the main characters, traveling companions Brock, May, and Max, have met Kid, a special agent, and Lucario, and they're going on a journey, and they're having lunch right now.
Hey, here. Next comes Kid.
That's Bonsly's first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Bonsly. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Bonsly. So I've got this comic here. There seems to be two versions of them, but this is the one that's in English, so we'll be doing this one only. So this is Childhood Traumas by Sick Zach. So we've got Don't Cry Little Tree. Bonsly here just leaking out water. So we've got Professor Birch here, filling up some water. Uncle Birch has enough fresh water to water you your entire life. And there's this tank of water. Kid, bring the hose. The boy's thirsty. And then panicking and then crying, of course. Then we've got 16 Pokes, number 4 by Michael Furman. So we did this one in the Stunky video, but we can do it again. So we've got Hawlucha, Slowpoke, Conkeldurr, Litwick, Stunky, Ninjask, the Bonsly, Gengar, Natu, Ducklet, Tinkatink, Torkoal, Bergmite, Jigglypuff, Punkaboo, and Gibble. And these nice, very stylized images of each of them. Very well done. Then we've got Bonsly by Sig Toys Z. So we've got this interesting Bonsly image here. Then we've got Poco Realm Maffei by Chargeophobia, so this fusion between a Bulbasaur and a Bonsly. Maffei is a grass poison rock. It's a hybrid, tackle, growl, fake tears, copycat. Those are its moves. Bonsly and Bulbasaur, yeah. Interesting. Then we've got Bonsly by Heros98. It's this interesting drawing, like a real life drawing of a Bonsly here. Very well done. Then we've got PKMN RN Day 173 by Stories of Heroes. So Pokemon RN Day 173, Pediatric Problems Part 4. So this Palmot nurse talking to this Bonsly here. I'm good friends with Santa, and I'll be sure to tell him how good you were for the doctor. Really? You two are all set to head home. Have a wonderful holiday season. So, Mom's the mother Sudowoodo. Did you know he knows Santa? Mm-hmm. You know I don't think she believed me. Sally Bird shrugs. Yeah, very well done. Bonsly line gained the wood and monster types by Eric GL 1996. So Bonsly would monster type, Sudowoodo Wood monster type, yeah. I've got 0438 Golden Bonsly Shiny Fan Art Edit by Jor Mixdos. Interesting, this Golden Bonsly, yeah. So this is Exploring the Forest by Tysplosion. So we got a bunch of Pokemon here, probably trainer with a few of his Pokemon walking through this wooded area. The Bonsly, shiny Bonsly here. Next to a Badoo. There's a Cacnea that seems to be stuck to this tree. A Wurmple and a Weedle. Sentret, I think a shiny Sentret. Beldum. Lantern. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Vanillite. It's like very stylized, some of them. More than others, which is interesting. It's weird dinosaur looking Trico. Got a Joltik. Miss Drevis, Hisuian, Voltorb, Dreepy, Zora, Tepig, Noibat, Pancham, Snorunt, Varoom, Dual Blade with the sheaths removed, Wiglet, Silvally, Palpitoad, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, floating together, that's fun. Geodude, Venipede, alternate version of Swablu, alternate colored Blossom, alternate Alolan Grimer, this alternate Cherubi here, this white Murkrow, and this alternate Morpeko. Then we've got Bonsly Pokemon by Field of Clovers, so Bonsly, number 438, so it's got this plate of food, that's fun. This doesn't contain a Bonsly, so move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. Tomorrow I'll be talking about... Oh, no you don't. You have to play Bonsly's first game appearance. Those are the rules. Well, you are correct that Bonsly's first actual game appearance is in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I can't actually catch it or otherwise obtain it in my party in that game, so we'll have to wait to get it in Pokemon Diamond or Pearl. Also, I don't own Pokemon XD yet. Ugh, fine. But I'm not gonna leave you nice folks without any streams. Join me tonight on this channel at 6 p.m. CDT Central Daylight Time, where I'll be testing my new 3DS. That's right, I finally got it. We'll test to see if it can stream with Detective Pikachu, as well as find out how long its battery lasts to see how long we can stream for. If this works, we'll finally get to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow we'll be talking about Mime Jr. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, you'll see me tomorrow.